Okay, 1AA. There is one play-in game for 1AA getting played on February 22nd, which is on Tuesday. So Tuesday's play-in game will be Rochester John Marshall, the 9 seed, will play Duluth County.
Dodge County.
Duluth County. I know.
County.
Sorry, the reading disability in me kicks in every now and again. So Dodge County, the number 8 seed. I think we feel pretty confident about Dodge County winning this game.
I think Dodge should have been a higher seed. That's an unfortunate seed for them.
That is a miss, but I would have to check and see how they matched up against Rochester Century, which is the 7 seed. But Dodge County, we see coming out of that, obviously.
Yep.
So then on Thursday, February 24th, we have, I'm going to go how brackets read. I'm going to start with 7 and then go down.
Fine.
So Rochester Century is the 7 seed. Hastings is the
Hastings.
it gets the 3 seed because of the loss to Lakeville North.
Wait,
You just read a 7 and a
seed.
3?
7-3.
7 and 2.
7-2.
That's not how brackets work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren, I'm going to blame Lauren Nelson here. Yeah. That's messed up. Rochester Century is going to play Lakeville North. This is just mixed up on this. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Well, which is it?
So Century is the 7. Okay.
7,
and we know that Lakeville North is the 2.
Lakeville North.
Sorry, Lauren, edit this, please.
So then the 3-6 game is Hastings.
Hastings versus Owatonna is the 3-6.
Yep.
Farmington gets the 5 seed. They will play Rochester Mayo.
That could be a good game.
Could be a good game. And then Lakeville South will play Dodge County. Okay.
Yeah, or the winner of Dodge County and Rochester John Marshall.
Yes. So let's start with the top quarterfinal, Lakeville North versus Rochester Century. I think we're all in complete agreement Lakeville North is going to win this game.
Yep.
Okay, they're into the semifinals.
By a mile. Yes.
By a mile. Owatonna versus Hastings, I think might be closer, but Hastings should still take this one.
Hastings is better.
Hastings is better. Here's a fun fact about Hastings is they are actually a 20-plus win team. Or they're a 20-win team.
Didn't they have a winning streak of like 10-plus games?
Yeah.
They did,
Yeah, so they definitely are, one of those teams that is, knows how to win this year and everything. So see Hastings versus Lakeville North in that semifinal. Farmington Mayo. Anybody want to pick Farmington in this?
Mayo won
over
the
the
regular
Kiwanis?
season meeting 3-0.
Okay.
Who won?
Mayo 3-0.
The Kiwanis champions.
The Kiwanis?
Way back in December.
Yeah, right after they won the Kiwanis, or right before they were on a
Before.
roll. Before they got on a roll, right, and won the Kiwanis.
That's where it started.
And so the other note is that Burnsville and Farmington tied this year. If we want to talk about brutal teams, it starts and ends with Burnsville.
Yeah, well, it's sad because that should be in one of our notes, Carl, for the news. We missed that one. I think Burnsville hockey will be
a co-op.
They will shut down their team. There will be no more. That jersey that you had last week will be on this side of the office next year.
And that's sad.
As soon as next year.
As soon as next year.
So,
unfortunately,
I just don't see Farmington winning this game. They have a deeper schedule, but the tie to Burnsville, I think Mayo is a much better team than that. Okay.
Right. I got burned by Farmington girls so hard I can't come back from it. So I'm gonna go Mayo. I'm gonna go Mayo on this one. I picked them to go to state and they lost in the first round on the girls' side. So I'm just so burnt. Like literally putting the aloe. Still putting the aloe on. Yeah, it's bad.
Okay. So right now we got a semifinal that's teed up for Saturday. There's going to be a semifinal Saturday is even more juicy this year because there's more semifinal games actually happening on Saturday.
Tell me about it.
Than there's usually happening. And so this game is happening on Saturday. It's TBD on location, but usually these get played in Rochester.
Yep, it'll be down at this. It's in the rec center.
Okay, so
at least I've confirmed with my Rochester people that it's at the rec center.
Sure, and that's important to note. So it'll be played in Rochester. The only Rochester team that we see there is Mayo.
Yep.
First matchup of Hastings Lakeville North. They played in the last week of the season. Score was 5-4. Lakeville North. Lakeville North scored in the last 8 seconds to win this game.
Yeah.
Does Lakeville North do it again?
I think so.
Carl?
I'll take Hastings for fun.
Okay, so Lakeville North, obviously they have some really fun players on that team. Kyle Dahl is a 2020 guy this year. Luke Jeck also has 20 goals. This is a deeper Lakeville North team that's played an interesting schedule. I will use that word a lot.
You've seen them a lot this year, haven't you?
So I saw them versus Gentry in an overtime game. I saw both North-South matchups. I like Lakeville North to make it to the section final just based on what I saw of Hastings versus Champlin.
Yep.
I think they play more of a team structure game, and I think that will favor them in a playoff format.
I think so too. And my 3 views of Lakeville North are literally 3 days in a row, and they won all 3 games in their Hockey for Life. So it's a little bit jaded. They look. I mean, I came out of Hockey Life going, they're going to be Lakeville South, and obviously my predictions were both wrong.
They haven't been great down the stretch.
No.
And on the Hastings side, as we said, they're a 20-win team. They do have some, good point. What's the piece of paper?
I got this sent to me from a guy who's Lakeville North. He's a Section 1 AA,
Bobo.
He says since the 09-10 season, either Lakeville North, Lakeville South met in the section finals after regular season sweep 4 times. 3 of those 4 went to the team that lost twice in the regular season. North won in 2010-11, South won in 17. North completed the 3-game sweep in 2018.
Okay.
How's that for a nice little
nice,
tidbit there?
Nice
right?
little fun fact.
Glad I had it right at my fingertips. We could have got the 3 AA. I'm like, wait, can I go back to 1 AA? I got this thing I printed off.
About Lakeville North.
Yes.
Danny, can you cut this for us? So that is a good fun fact about North. I think, like I said, I see North coming out of this pretty handily.
Yeah, but not the section.
Not the section.
No,
So on the bottom side, we have Mayo, we're predicting, versus Lakeville South. The way that Mayo would win this game is they got to score 5 goals in my book, and I just don't see that against Lakeville South.
All of South gets COVID?
Yeah.
Just the knock on Lakeville South right now is they cannot score goals. They just
that's been their struggle.
That's been their struggle all year. Yep. They are one of the best grinding teams out there. Love Ashton Doms, Willis, and Tanner Lucky. Very good players. Their D is very good. Hawksprung is great in net, but they just cannot score goals for the life of them. And it is really, really just, it's noticeable. They dominated the Prior Lake game I was at on Friday. Yep. They were up 21-4 at one point in shots. Yeah, just controlling the game, up 1-0.
Yeah,
and it's just, and we all know Boshi is an elite league goaltender, but he's not always the one that's saving all the goals too.
And he had a good game.
And he had a great game.
Yeah.
But I also think that Lakeville South makes great goalies out of their opponents.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So can they make the Lakeville North goalie look good?
And they have before. And so in the first matchup, it was kind of a back and forth. In the second matchup, they made the Lakeville North goaltender look good. It was 3-0, and it should have been a lot more just based on their control of play.
Right.
In the first matchup, it was anytime that South scored, North scored.
Right.
And so that's what I think North, if they play that style of hockey again, they have a really fighting chance in this game.
I agree. I still think it's South.
I think it's South as well. They have more talent. They were in the state championship game last year. They know how to get there. I'm picking Lakeville South coming out of this section. Carl?
Yeah, I think this is the easiest AA section to pick.
I would say there's going to be another one called 4AA.
Wow. I think you're right. It's a contest.
Yeah,
that's a fair comparison.
Now,
but at least that section has 4 decent semifinalists.
Right.
Only has 3.
Does this section count as points in Carter's bracket?
There aren't a lot. There won't be a lot of points in this one.
This is a quarter point a game.
Yes. He will definitely be weighted in these ones.
And they're traditionally, and I shouldn't speak out of turn here, Carl. Traditionally, there isn't upsets in this section, correct?
until the section final, as we just heard in that Tony
Yes.
fact. So,
Yes.
Like often when you get South and North in this game, can throw out the records a bit.
What do you think the percentage of South versus North, if we're going to give a percentage here?
70-30.
70-30?
Yeah, 80-20. Yeah.
I think 80-20 is high. I'm more leaning to 70-30, just on knowledge of each other's
And
team.
usually in this section, in this section final, there is a prohibitive 60-40.
Favorite.
Even though there are upsets, and there
Yeah.
have been, it's always like, they won.
It's funny that those two programs have both been elite teams in the past decade, but it's never been at the same time.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah.
It's never
Yeah.
been like 1 versus 2 or 9 versus 10. It's always like 9 versus 19.
You know,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
kind of funny. Like, I've gone to this rivalry game every year recently, and it's not like when I go there, I'm not seeing anybody other than Lakeville people there. It's always just Lakeville showing up to
Lakeville
watch.
plus Danny.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh my God, this game is so big. It's 1 versus 2. It's Michigan, Ohio State. Like, no, it's never that.
It's really not that big of a suburb.
No, it's big, but it's not that big. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not.
And it's far.
Yeah, it is far from the center.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that is 1AA.